We're going to start seated again, so make yourself comfortable, legs crossed, legs out in front, however you like. And just make sure you're sat tall and upright, shoulders relaxed down. Close your eyes over and then tune in with your breath. Start to feel your breath come in and out through your nose. Slow, long, deep breaths. Just take a moment to listen to your surroundings. What noises can you hear? What can you feel? Feeling the floor beneath you, your mat beneath you. Feeling your body move as you inhale and exhale. Take one more deep breath. And then bring your palms together, rub your hands together nice and quickly to create some heat. When your palms are warm, cup them over your eyes. Open your eyes up underneath your hands and then slowly take your hands away, let the light back in, and we'll get moving, start to loosen up our joints and wake up our body. So we'll start with shoulder rolls. Roll shoulders forwards, roll your shoulders backwards, and then relax your shoulders down. Turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And then turn your head to the left. Come back to the centre, drop your head over to your right, so drop ear down towards shoulder, keep both shoulders relaxed, and then over to the other side. Just let your head hang heavy. And then finally, chin to chest, let your head drop down. Maybe round your shoulders a little, stretch out your upper back. And then look up, one more big shoulder roll. Push your chest up to the ceiling, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. As you exhale, sweep your hands out to the sides, nice active stretch through the fingertips as you do this one. So breathe in and up, and breathe out as you come down. We'll do that one more time, breathe in, and out. And then this time, just lift up your left arm, inhale, exhale, lean out to the side, pause for a breath, come back to the centre, and then inhale, stretch up, exhale, leaning out to the side, and then come back to the centre again. You're going to come onto hands and knees, so swing your legs back behind you, stack everything, so you've got hands under shoulders, knees under hips, knees hips distance, hands shoulder distance apart, and we'll do cat-cows, start to warm up the back. So as you breathe in, tilt your tailbone up, drop your tummy, lift your chest, look forwards, draw your shoulder blades down your back. As you exhale, round your back, tuck your hips under, drop your head. So inhale, cow pose, exhale, cat. And then keep going between those two, so nice big stretch. This one's a really nice one to do first thing in the morning. Wake everything up. And then come back to neutral after you've done your last cat stretch. Engage your core, tuck your toes, you're going to lift the knees to hover. Hovering up above your mat, keeping everything squeezing tight. Push your hands firmly to the floor, and then release. And then give your wrists a little circle around, wiggle your fingers, and then back to hands and knees. So you're going to lift the right leg up into the air, inhale, extend, and then exhale, start to round your back, squeeze your knee to your nose. So inhale, extend, exhale, knee to nose. Do 3 on your right leg. And then when you've done your last one, you just come back to hands and knees, switch sides. So inhale, left leg extends back, and then draw your knee to your nose, rounding your back, engaging your core. On the exhale, squeezing in, and on the inhale, stretching out. And then when you've done your final one, back to hands and knees. You're going to tuck the toes under and come into downward facing dog. So lift your knees up and back. Keep a soft bend in your knees to start with. So just pedal from side to side. Move your hips from side to side. Maybe shift your weight into one arm and then the other arm. Bring your weight a bit forwards into your hands and then push your weight back into your heels. And just kind of move your centre of gravity around, keeping all of your limbs loose, all of your joints loose, nothing locked in place. Maybe circle your right ankle around a few times and then your left ankle. And then bend both knees. Nice big generous bend in your knees. Push your arms firmly to the floor. Feel your shoulders kind of pop into their sockets, shoulder blades slide down the back. And then imagine your hips are being pulled back behind you. And then stretch out your legs. Spread your fingers really wide, push down through the whole of your hand. And then look up at that spot between your hands. Walk your feet forwards. Lots of little steps, nice big bend in the knees. When you get to the front of your mat, spine roll up to stand. Rolling up piece by piece. And then roll your shoulders back. Stand yourself nice and tall, mountain pose. So feet together. Hips above your ankles, shoulders above your hips. Standing tall. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, step your right leg back. Lower your knee, untuck your toes. And then you can either stay with hands on the floor or bring your hands up onto your thigh. Tuck your tailbone under, start to shift your weight forwards. Keep everything squeezing in. Relax your shoulders down. And then release your arms, interlace your fingers behind your back and push the backs of your hands down towards your back knee, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your chest, lift your chin slightly up. Nice big deep breath there, so a nice big stretch across the front of your chest. And then sweep your arms up into the air, release the fingertips, inhale, stretch your arms up, exhale, hands to the floor, step back to downward facing dog, and then we'll repeat again. So starting off with your loose downward facing dog, just moving things from side to side, not worrying too much about perfect posture, shifting your weight around, seeing how everything feels. And then bending both knees deeply. Feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. Squeeze the arms in, engage your core. Pull your hips back. And then start to straighten your legs. Squeeze the front of your legs up. Hold there strong and steady for a couple of breaths. Look up to your hands. Walk your feet forward, soft knees. When you get to the front, slowly spine roll up. Slowly, slowly. Roll your shoulders back. Stand tall. Mountain pose. So standing firm, steady, upright. Everything pulling in and up. And then inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, step your left leg back. And then drop your knee and tuck your toes. You can stay with your fingertips on the floor or bring your hands up onto your thigh. Tuck your hips under, shift your hips forwards, relax your shoulders down. Slow down your breath. Start to sink your hips towards your front heel. And then you've got the option, so completely optional, find your balance. Interlace your fingers behind your back, roll your shoulders back. Lift your hands slightly away from your body and then pull them to the floor. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chin. Release your fingers slowly and carefully. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands down. Back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to do some flowing in our downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale, right leg up into the air. And then exhale, bring your knee towards your right elbow. So you kind of shift almost into a plank, bring your shoulders above your wrists and squeeze your knee up towards your elbow. Might reach, might be somewhere here. And then inhale, lift up. And then exhale, take your knee over to your left elbow. So you're going to twist your hips around and then take your knee to the left elbow at the same time. Bring your shoulders above your wrists and then keep flowing. So inhale up. Exhale to the elbow and then just switching sides each time. And then if that's too much in down dog, you can go on hands and knees, same thing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So do 1 or 2 more. When you've done your last one, back to your downward facing dog or your hands and knees. And then same on the left side. Inhale, lift. Exhale to your left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale to your right elbow. And then again, remember hands and knees if you need to. Just the same movement. Just a little bit less pressure on your hands and your wrists. So make that your final one. Come back to your downward facing dog, take a deep breath, and then we're going to come to child's pose. So drop your knees, untuck your toes, sit yourself back, knees move out nice and wide, and then hands stretch out in front. Rest your chest down to the floor, drop your head. If your head doesn't touch the floor, remember you can rest it on your hands. You can make 2 fists and rest your head on your fists. Cross your arms over. Grab a pillow. One of the advantages of being at home. Grab any props. You can just get a pillow and pop that underneath your head, or you can pop it underneath your hips to help you come down. So holding in your child's pose for about 3 to 5 rounds of breath. So just really slowing it down, feel everything relax. Check the time. 10 more minutes to go. On your next inhale, roll yourself slowly up. Roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to swing the legs out in front and do some seated postures. So we've got feet flexed. Move your thighs apart, sit bones pushing down to the floor. Flex your feet, push your heels away from you. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forwards. Fold over your legs, so you're reaching towards the toes. If you don't quite reach the toes, just hold on to your legs. Release your head down. If you find that you can nearly reach your toes but not quite, or you can reach but it's just a little bit too much of a stretch and you have to round, if you grab a belt or a towel or a dressing gown rope thing, you can just hook that around your feet and hold that and use that as a yoga strap. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then squeeze your legs nice and tight, stretch through your fingertips, coming up with a flat back. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, take your hands behind you, fingertips pointing in, and then push your hips up into the air, take your feet to the floor, inverted plane. So look up to the ceiling. If you just have a little look at my neck, I'll show you what not to do. Make sure you don't let your head hang back. You want to keep the neck following the line of your spine. And then release back down. Bend your knees, you're going to come up into tabletop. Inhale, push the hips up with bent knees, knees above your ankles. And then if you can, lift the right leg up into the air. Pause for a breath. Circle your ankle around. Come back to your tabletop. You can drop down in between and keep the hips up nice and high. Lift your left leg up. Circle your ankle. Push the hips up high. And then release back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Make sure you've got some space behind you. Roll yourself down onto your back. Release anything from under your head if you've got a ponytail or anything like that. Walk your feet in. You're going to do bridge pose. So you should just about be able to touch the backs of your heels. Keep your legs parallel. Tuck your hips under. As you inhale, lift your hips up into the air. Slowly rolling up, and then we're just going to hold. So you're just going to lift and hold, push your feet firmly down to the floor. Feet should be underneath your knees. Shoulders relax, lift up through your chest. Squeeze your inner thighs together, make sure your knees don't start to move apart. Keep your thighs parallel. Tucking your chin slightly to your chest. Keep your lower back extending. And then slowly roll all the way down. As slow as you can. Try to get your hips to be the last thing that touches the floor. And then rock your knees from side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock your whole body from left to right. And then coming back to the centre, take your feet to the floor. You're going to drop the knees over to the right side. Take your arms either out to the sides if you've got space, or if you don't have space to extend them, you can do cactus arms. So your arms are like this, by your side, which is what I'm going to have to do. And then turn your head to your left. So just feel your whole body relax, feel it sink to the floor. That's all of the work done, just starting to relax the body now. Start to release any tension. Bring your head to the centre, bring your knees to the centre. Realign everything, let your back rest flat on your mat for a breath, and then drop your knees over to your left side, turn your head to the right. Feel your spine twist around from your waist. Make sure both your shoulders are dropping to the floor. Maybe close your eyes over. Just focus internally. Feel your whole body sink down to your mat. And then bring your head to the centre. Bring your knees to the centre. Realign again. If you've got space, do a big full body stretch. Reach your arms out in front. Reach your arms back behind you. Stretch your legs away from you. And then come into Shavasana. So lying on your mat, you're going to have feet about mat distance, toes turned out, hands by your side. Relax your shoulders down. And then adjust however you need to. So you can have bent knees if you find your lower back needs to rest, or you can pop a pillow or a rolled up towel underneath your knees, and sometimes that can help your back rest a little bit better. You can place a pillow under your head if you need extra support for your neck. Just make yourself comfortable. Make sure, whichever position you choose, you can just completely relax. So stay there. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me a bit better, but if you just stay lying down. Close your eyes over. So block everything out. Just feel your body sinking down onto the floor. Feel your mat beneath you, feel the floor supporting you. Feel your legs become heavy, feel your arms become heavy, and take some long deep breaths. So we don't want to relax so much since do this in the morning, but just releasing tension, so just kind of relaxing the muscles and calming the mind. So rather than focusing on really unwinding and starting to get into that kind of relaxed, sleepy state, focusing on just being in that really calm, serene state of mind where you feel free from tension, free from stress. Just focusing on the moment. So this moment right now is a really nice moment. You can just focus on the here and now, block everything else out. Listen to the breath come in and out of your body. Become aware of all your surroundings. So maybe you can hear birds, maybe you can hear other family members, neighbours, people outside. Just become aware of what your body is feeling or what it's physically feeling, touching. So maybe you can feel your carpet, your floor, whatever your flooring is. You can feel your clothes on your skin, you feel your mat beneath you. Becoming completely aware of the present moment, and then start to let all of that stuff disappear and become more inward. So just focusing internally on how your body is feeling. Start from your toes and do a scan through your whole body and see if there's any points of tension. So anywhere where you feel a little bit of tightness, any muscle groups that are maybe a little bit seized up, or you find that you've brought your shoulders up towards your ears and you just bring those back down. Maybe you feel like your back feels a little tense, or your legs, wherever it is. Start to really focus on relaxing that area. Feel it soften as you exhale, feel it sink to the floor, feel it release. Kind of resetting your whole body so that you start the day on the right foot. And then take a moment to have some gratitude for things in your life at the moment. So think of at least 3 things that you are really grateful for at the moment. And just let those sink in, let those take over your mind, so that those 3 things, or more than 3 things if you can think of more, so that those things that you're grateful for take over the space in your mind, and that is what you're focusing on. Everything else just disappears, there isn't space for anything else. And then let those things drift away and see if you can find a moment of complete stillness in your mind. So your mind is just switched off, it's just feeling the breath come in and out, that's all you're focusing on. If any thoughts come into your head, you just let them drift away and you go back to focusing on your breath. And then start to move your body again, start to move your fingers, your toes, circle around your wrists and your ankles. Rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms up overhead. Feel your whole body extend. Lift your right leg up into the air, hold behind the back of your leg, stretch out your right leg. Flex your foot. And then switch over, stretch out your left leg. And then hug both knees into your chest, stretch out your lower back, rock from side to side. Coming back to the centre, hands onto the backs of your legs, rock yourself up, or push yourself up. Sit with legs crossed, however's comfortable. Sit yourself tall and upright. Just take another moment. Take another moment for yourself before you move on with your day. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your chest to finish. Namaste.